So we are tackling this wheel bearing today. I've already driven this back at the customer's house and put it up on with the jack and stands, and I'm determining that this wheel bearing is the worst one, but I'll let you hear it for yourself. I got the car in neutral right now, and I'm hoping I'm going to stick my mic up close so you can hear it. Now, there isn't any play. That was either the hood knocking or the rack knocking. So that wasn't the car. So all right, so we don't have any play, and that was one of the main concerns of the customer at first, was making sure that the wheel wasn't going to fall off. Safety issue. So here we go. We got the car in neutral. All right, that was that wheel. Now I want to take you to the other wheel and let you listen to that. Now let's go back to the driver. So I'm still going to take both wheels off, just double check. I might even take the brakes off just so we don't have that resistance and noise, and double check. But I wanted to show you all how you can kind of just do it yourself this way. It's always good to drive it and try to determine which one it is. So we'll go from there, and I'll bring y'all back soon. All right, so I've got the brakes off, and the caliper and the brake pad bracket, so we shouldn't have any resistance or noise for the brakes. So, and I tighten down 2 bolts on each side. All right. I feel like it actually sounds more pronounced. I don't know if maybe because of the brakes, causing a little more resistance. Here's the passenger side. And I feel like this has actually gotten quieter. Got to remember, we're also spinning the axle. In case you don't know, it's a front-wheel drive vehicle. Now, I did go ahead and inspect the rear ones. Well, first, let me come over here to the driver rear. Now, this one has no axle to it. It's just drum brakes. I think. Yeah, drum brakes. You hear that? Let me do it one more time. Y'all hear that? Exactly. Nothing. That's good. That's what we want to hear. Now on this side, the passenger rear, that scraping you hear is just the brakes. It's that roaring sound is what we're concerned about. So I don't think that's their main cause of noise, because like I said, I have driven this vehicle. I believe the culprit is this front one, but I will. Whew, I know, I'm out of breath. Sad. I'll let them know about that one getting a little noisy. And in fact, when I take it for a test drive to double check the transmission fluid level, I'll keep that in mind also. But this one's definitely bad. And another thing I'm going to let the customer know, this is the driver brake pads. Getting a little low. I mean, I wouldn't say replace them now unless you want to, but both sides are getting pretty low. Trying to get like a straight view. Getting pretty low. Not enough to, I would say, replace them right now. Oh man, I'm just hitting all types of stuff. So I'm going to put the car in park, turn the key off so we don't drain the battery dead, and I will put the passenger side stuff back on, and then I'll start taking the driver's side stuff back off. Okay, so we're on a little bit of a detour. I had accidentally hit the turn signal, and I noticed, okay, okay, never mind. They were blinking fast for some reason, but now they're not. I guess at this point I'm just talking to myself, so I don't have to actually put this in a video. One thing I do got to figure out is how in the world this thing goes back in. There we go. Alright, let's double check. I wasn't lying, guys. It was blinking fast. Well, it's not anymore, so that was easy. So let's start taking this rotor off. I can see where these things have been, at least this one. This one looks a little better. They're not bad. Guys, be careful. You don't have to put these back on, but they are nice to have. A lot of times I put anti-seize on the threads. A lot of times you're not going to be able to get it with a regular screwdriver. If you have a big screwdriver that can actually get into these crevices, hit it with a hammer while you're spinning. That's good. A lot better anyway than just trying to manhandle it, because more than likely you're just going to strip it. Here's my kit. I got a Lyle kit. That's the part number. And it is basically an impact screwdriver. So let me get this out. In case you haven't used one of these before, they come with a few bits. This one's nice. It's the biggest one. The worst thing I have about this kit is the lock ring, which isn't as bad to getting the bit on, but it's getting the, I don't know what you want to call it, the socket or whatever, onto this thing and getting it off. It is such a pain. In fact, I should have left the socket out so I could hammer the thing on. Probably better to do it like this. There we go. Alright, put the bit back in. So what you want to do is get it in there, get it nice and straight, and turn it the way you know, to loosen it. Hammer it in and boom. It just shocks it loose, just like that. Now, as you can see, my bit's stuck in there. Give me my bit back, man. It's mine. I paid for it. Same thing. And like I said, and you can reuse these forever if you have a tool like this. You don't have to worry about stripping them out or anything. So that, I don't know how much money, $40 tool or something for that little bit of work. And then here you go. It's hard to get the thing off when you hammer it on the thing. Come on. That's the only gripe I have about this tool. They really made it tight up on here. Wonder if I can just kind of... Nope. There you go. Alright, let me put my tools back. I should have really actually put all the stuff on this side, but... Oh, man. Alright, yeah, that's just what we're going to have to do. Because we're going to have to pull out quite a few other type of tools, and I want to have room on my bench, especially since I just recently cleaned it up. Now, if you like, you can take your regular screwdriver and work them all the way out. They do not have anti-seize. I will try to remember to put anti-seize on them. Where can I stick this rotor at that's out of our way? I'll just set it right here. That's a pretty old rotor. I'll wire wheel the inside of the rotor. Oh yeah. Y'all hear that? Honda bearings are usually pretty good. I mean, if you let it go too long, they will start working their way loose. But they're pressed in, and that's what I hate the most. Oh, excuse me, guys. So we have a new axle nut. So we technically don't have to worry about damaging this one. Oh, here we go. That's good. Although it's rather small. Trying to find a smaller hammer. What about this one? I think this is the smallest. Heavy. It doesn't actually feel that heavy at all. So we gotta get our notch out. Of course, it's just a little too wide. We gotta get this notch out so we can get this nut off. You can use a screwdriver, which I think is actually going to be better. I just don't want to damage a screwdriver. I have this guy. Don't know how well he's going to work. It's a little long. Yeah, let me just go get a screwdriver that I don't care about. So, I mean, technically we could just take a impact to it, but there's a possibility that you will damage the threads on the axle, even though it is further out on the axle, so it probably actually wouldn't. Alright, we're getting, I think I'm just going to get my big hammer. I didn't want to use it in case I slip and hit my hand on my wrist. We're pretty good. You keep sliding on to the right side. I think that's pretty good. Alright. Don't know what size this axle nut is. Definitely looks like a 30 something. Where's my axle sockets? It's a 24. Here's a 35. I don't think it's that big. Nah. 30. Daggone it. What did we think it was originally? 35 and a 30 is too small, so I was thinking 32. Alright, here's a 32, but it's a 12 point. That works. Let's get our impact. Let me put a few of these tools away since we don't need them. That way we got a little more room up here that we can clutter up. We are going to need these sockets though, because we got to put the brakes back on at some point. If not, it'll be dangerous. Wasn't that Darkwing Duck? Let's get dangerous. There we go. We could reuse it, but we aren't. I might put it in my scrap or my spare pile though. For some reason, I will save almost every little thing. Ooh, we got a axle that isn't frozen inside? You don't say. Cool deal. Alrighty. So we are going to no upper ball joint, but I'm not sure about Hondas on these bolts that hold the upper portion of the knuckle to the strut. On Hondas, I know one of them is an alignment bolt. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, let's go ahead and get this ABS sensor, or I don't know why I've been doing that lately. Speed sensor. I guess you could just say ABS sensor. Everything in newer cars these days are so intertwined. Come on, baby, don't break. Don't break. All right. Definitely don't want to break the bolt or the speed sensor inside of the knuckle. Although, if you break the speed sensor inside of it, a lot easier than extracting the other portion of the bolt. So this little bolt, this little speed sensor is held on by a 10 millimeter. It's a classic Honda. All you really need is like a 10, 12, 13, and then maybe some random other things. Oh yeah, she is stuck. Let's get a pair of pliers. Can y'all see what's going on back here? Not really. Here we go. Hope y'all can see better. Y'all are right up against the frame of the car, so I can't really tell what y'all see. I'm just going to go over here next to where the sensor is actually... Oh, that's not working. It's not much of a lip on there. Let me get a flathead screwdriver. Just try not to, anything. You work on somebody else's, you don't want to break anything. Let me just give it a... Oh, sorry, guys. Give it just a little tap. Just give it a little tip, tap, tap-a-roo. Of course, I don't have no room. What do I have? I feel like a needle nose is just going to slip off of it just as much. But maybe not. Here, let me get on the farther end where the bolt is. This old girl is not wanting to leave her home. What do I have? I'll try it with the big one again. The wide teeth. Oh my goodness, she is not wanting to go. Let me get some Croyle. Spritz it on there with my right hand. Totally off. All right. I've heard good things about Croyle, and I've been using it for, when I need to, past couple weeks. Really haven't been in a situation where I feel like it's done any more than PB Blaster and whatnot. I guess while we wait for that to soak, let's get the outer tie rod off. Where's those needle nose at? I don't know, can y'all see much of what's going on? No, not what I'm doing now. I guess I could lower y'all could still see stuff. Hopefully that's a decent view. Try not to bend this cotter pin up too much. I might have a spare to use, but man, I don't think anything's been replaced on this thing in a good while. I'm going to hold on to the Croyle. Although, really, not too much. Spritz the speed sensor again. Man, I really like to take this dust shield, brake shield off, but I really can't get to it with the hub in the way. I mean, I might be able to use like a little socket with a bit on it, but it might still be too long. Yeah, might have to get a flathead screwdriver and try to maybe push the cotter pin that way. Yeah, that thing does not want to move. I don't think hardly anything's been replaced on this thing in a while, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. When people buy vehicles, they don't want to constantly be repairing it. I can't see a thing what I'm doing. The screwdriver's too big too, I think. Didn't really do much, did it, guys? Where is this guy? Will this guy do something? Oh yeah, this guy do something. This guy's doing a lot. This little guy? Oh, don't worry about this little guy. Let's see if I can kind of pull it out. Of course, they put it in the total terrible opposite direction of where I would personally want it routed. I would have pushed it in this way. That way you have a better angle. Okay, Okay, we're working with something. All right, I need to start keeping some tools over here. I'm tired of leaning over and walking. I'm gonna try to spin this pin back around. There we go. She's starting to cooperate a little bit. Let me see if I can just kind of pull her out. Maybe I'll give her a little push from the back. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, look at that. All right. Good job. Let's... Oh, and by the way, when I was putting the brakes on the driver's side, passenger side, I double checked the pins on the brake caliper or on the brakes, and they were good. You could tell they still had some grease in them, and they were bouncing back, and the boots were good. The only thing I did have to do was one of the boots I had to put a seat fully back on the slide pin because it was not on the seating area. What do y'all think that size is? I'm gonna go with a 16. Huh. This is why I do not gamble. Huh? It's not even an 18. All right, guys. Well, if you're stuck on the side of the road, just know. I don't know if this is the original or not, but it's the same size as the lug nuts. We are going to zip it off, hopefully, without any problems. All right. We did not have problems. Did get a bit warm, though. I'm just trying to put it back on. Come on now. Oh, there we go. Of course, I want to take you off. Because what I want to do is I want to get this back on so I can hammer down on it. Man, she don't like to go back on. Let me get a 19. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It was 18, wasn't it? Gets this 18. Since it's still tight in the knuckle, I thought it was 18. Oh, big old dummy. Oh. I'm probably going to eat my words, given how tight it is on there. But let's get a hammer. I don't know if y'all watch that Brokey Budget Meals guy on Instagram. Get a pink bowl. Alright, this is a small area. I should have turned the knuckle a bit, but how much room do we have until it locks? Okay. Thanks for that half an inch, I guess. Would it be better? Where did I put it? Because, you can still damage it. Don't. Okay, we got a little space. There we go. I just didn't want to bend the stud because that could still happen technically. Now here comes the fun part. This nut isn't going to come off because the hole. Well, I'll be. Look at that. It isn't spinning at all. But don't get ahead of ourselves, guys. Because we still got to seat the thing back up when we put it back together. And that's when the real story gets told. Alright. Now we should be able to spin this all the way over. We want put this caliper somewhere. That's just gonna fall if we do something. If we could get this ABS, there we go again. Get the speed sensor off. We can actually finagle our brake caliper better. Guys, what to do to save it? She's just been on there for so long, that's all it is. I don't know if I have enough room. I got this old big boy. I'm not getting a lot of room here. Got this old big guy. Let's see what happens. She is not happy, and she doesn't want none of it. None of it. Let's try to spritz it again. And what we're going to do is I'm going to take a pretty good sized punch, and then I'm going to try to hammer around it. Just to see if we can break any rust around there. It's just an idea, guys, okay? It's just a thought. I'm trying not to break this thing. If I can find a good spot without sliding completely off. Might be better to kind of go under. Oh, you pinched my finger. I'll try to kind of shoulda, woulda, coulda. All right. I'm sure that it had done nothing. I'm positive, but it'd be a whole lot cooler if it did. I'm limited on eyesight too. Man, oh man. This little guy getting in my way. Spin her around a little bit so she's not poking up. Okay, nothing is working right now. Great, grand, wonderful. Let's get a little more scary and aggressive. Let's find a razor blade. We'll start small, work our way up. Can we just get something kind of on the outer edge inside? Not cutting, just going under it. Maybe we can even work some croil in there. I tried to break the rust around it before, but nothing's really working. Nothing's really working. All right. Let's find a teeny tiny, skinny weeny little flathead screwdriver. I feel bad for this little screwdriver because it has a magnetic tip to it, but the way I use it, it ain't never going to have a magnet to it at all, ever. All right, where would I want to try to get this thing under? I do not really recommend this, but it's one of them things where if it breaks, it breaks, but you can only, I think it just broke. You can only do what you can do. Let me see if I can. Maybe I'll go on this side. Oh yeah, she's just breaking. If it's just breaking at this, and if we can still save, if it's not breaking on the stud itself, the sensor inside, we still might be able to save it. Maybe. It's a big maybe. Let me try to. Where's the croil? We don't really deal with too much rusty stuff around here, but it's not like it's non-existent, especially for things that have been on a vehicle basically it's all its life and never moved. Why don't you try to get right here where it's starting to crack? Okay. Well, I think we're pretty much done, boys. I think we're done. There's no saving it. Call it. Wait, is that bigger or smaller? I think we've basically called it. Well, we'll have it out anyway. I mean, it's... Whew, boy, is it in there. I mean, it could still be used if it would come out. That's the worst part. It's just this outer plastic piece that's... I mean, this part that holds the sensor and everything's still there. I know I'm using this croil like it's going out of style. I'm hoping it'll one day save me. But I just don't think this is the situation it's going to. And the worst part is you can't use heat on it. So all you're going to do is just melt the wire or the plastic. And I don't know if this needle nose is going to do anything. Yeah, it's just gone. It's gone. I'm calling it. We're just ripping it out. Where does this stupid thing connect to? Okay, not bad. At least I don't think. Feels like it connects behind this plastic piece. Yeah, there's just no way that thing was coming out. Was no way. Alright, so we're just going to cut it. No sense in fiddling with it anymore. And I'll just have to drill it out. I mean, it is what it is. It happens, guys. It happens. No matter how hard you try. What do we want to do first? I think we should get this lower ball joint out. Oh, man, it's one of those. Let me see what y'all can see. I'll probably have to drop y'all even more. Now, let me get a little more squared up. So we're going to be going after this guy. And I don't know. I can't really see much. Oh, cool. One of these cotter pins. I like these guys. They just kind of clip on. Alright, where can I set this light where we can all benefit? What? This light? I ain't even used this light, I don't think. I think it's down to 2 bars already. I might have used it. I still can't see anything. That's going to be in y'all's eye. How about that? Yeah, I think. Yeah, that's enough. Alright, how does this exactly clip on, though? Okay. All that croil wasted. Let the writing on there. Alright, keep this clip. And actually, I might need to use that pick again. Straighten up a little bit over here. And can we use? What can we use? It's just it's a funny looking castle nut. What do you think that is? I'm gonna have to use a wrench. A 22. I don't know. Here's a 19. What you say? Alright. Is that in y'all's way? If I lower this light, I can actually put it on top of the light. As long as it doesn't push the light down. Whew, Lord have mercy. Okay. I'm gonna bring y'all over here. So we can maybe don't have to worry about that. I can actually turn the light. Can y'all see? Yeah. I want to double wrench it. hope for the best. Oh, yeah, that thing was on there. I believe it's original. Oh, it's got 2 bolts. It may not be. I don't know if these Hondas were riveted or 2 rivets and a bolt. I know some manufacturers did that. It was either all rivets or like it was like 2 rivets and a bolt. And then the aftermarket ones were like all bolts. I like Subaru's lower ball joints, because look at that. Look at that. It's ridiculous. We will tighten it back on there, and then we'll get these strut bolts off. Let me put this little screwdriver back, since all it did was basically nothing. All right, let's find out what size these are. Should be a lot cooler if I had places to magnetize to. Let me get, come on. All right, we're gonna go where we were at the beginning. Where we're going, we don't need roads. All right, let's find out what size these are. What do y'all think? 18s again? Or I mean 19s, sorry. I'm stuck on 18s right now. Definitely not a 19 over there, but the nuts are. Let me kind of clean up these nuts, and I'm just going to make a mark just in case these are alignment bolts. I don't know if that is the case, but I don't want to be wrong, and then you know, I got no reference type of thing. If you don't know what I'm referring to, some of these bolts are kind of like the inside of them are like oblonged or something. I don't know how else to describe it. And when you turn it, it'll actually push or pull the top of this knuckle in and out to help with alignments. I mean, given the way that the inside of the tire on the passenger side was, it seems like the car could benefit from a look. But since I am not I don't have an alignment machine or nothing. There's our 1 mark. There's our 2 mark. All right. Oh, that paint smells good. And what'll happen a lot of times is the stupid paint mark will get off the bolt, but hopefully we can figure it out. All right, so it wasn't a 19. It seemed like it's probably smaller than an 18. Yeah. Oh, I don't have a 17 and a short 1/2 inch, but we got a 16. Of course it's a 17. Why wouldn't it be? Can I just, yeah, I think I got enough room. That's what I'll do. I'll just use the impact gun, and let me double check, see if I got a 17 wrench. I do. And what we'll do is we'll just zip the nuts off. I don't know if I'll actually need to put a... Yeah, I do. Alright, that is one. And she is smoky. I want my wrench, man. Now, if this doesn't have what I think, then you can just set these bolts to the side and not worry. Of course, this way I got this stupid brake hose. Let me twist it around a little better, because the bend is right at the... Of course, now it doesn't want to. Okay, this is not... I don't think this is going to be like what I'm thinking. Nah. So, anyway, what would happen is this part will be like kind of like elongated. So when you turn it, it'll almost like a camshaft. There you go. That's a good way to describe it. The camshaft lobe going on it, but cool. We don't have to worry about that. We got that disconnected. This stupid brake caliper. If it stays there, that'd be great. Our axle should come out. And set that to the side. A little greasy. Is there a hole in it? None that I can tell, but I'm not going to waste too much time inspecting it. Alright, I can throw this rag away. This poor thing has lived its done its due diligence. I'll be quite honest with you guys. I'm not sure how to go about this. Because I don't want to damage the boot or anything. I do have... What was that? Oh, a rock. Just a little old rock. I do have something I think that might work good for this, as long as it's a good size. Because the whole fork method is going to damage the boot. I mean, technically this could damage the boot, but at least it's a little safer. Alright. That's all you do. And then crank on her. I don't know what size it is, but we will find out here shortly. What do you think? I'm going to say a 15. Whew. That's why I'm not a betting man. Nope. Well, that's probably going to be an 18. No, it's not. Let me guess. Lucky number 19. 19's been a workhorse today on this car. Let me pull y'all out a little bit so y'all can see. Maybe I'll drop you too a little bit. That's actually probably the smartest thing. Get y'all in there a little bit more. Wait, which way are we going? We got to tighten. Oh boy. That castle nut is not liking that. What can we do? I don't want to try this, but I guess I have no option. It'd be nice if the stupid knuckle would stay. Alright. Let's try this. We'll be careful. Alright. That's that. Be careful, guys. You can see how close my face was to that, and that could be a little dangerous. Do as I say, not as I do, type of thing. I'll be the guinea pig. Y'all practice a little safer stuff. Although I will say, there's probably no other way around it. I don't know what else you could have done. Sure, there's a few other little tricks I could think of, but you could have used a fork and would have probably damaged the boot. But anyway, ball joint feels pretty good. Boot's still good too. Here's our knuckle. I'm gonna cut y'all off. Can y'all hear it? That's that. So I'm gonna cut y'all off, take a little break. There is a C-clip somewhere. Let me turn y'all down. It took a little longer than expected, but the speed sensor that we were trying to save, we could not. It was a valiant effort, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate the help, but sometimes that's just how things go on a vehicle. And any surgeons, doctors out there, or stuff like that, I'm sure y'all have also experienced stuff like that. I might have to clean this up because I do not see a clip. Well, anyway, it's supposed to be a clip like this, C-clip holding the bearing in, and is that it? No, that's part of the bearing, I believe. It feels kind of rubbery. I don't know. But I'll clean it up, look at it, and I'll bring y'all back at some point. Alright, guys. I went and found the biggest socket I find. It's a 2-inch. I do not believe there's anything bigger around here that I can use. Really? Yep, she's dead. Alright. Try to... Is that good? Yeah, y'all can see. Here. Let me snug up on our supports under the ears as best as possible. Oh, here she comes. I guess that was the trick. Just needed a bigger size. But here she is, the old bearing. Well, I'm going to inspect the innards. Let me put this bearing to the side. My little stash. Inspect the inside. Pretty smooth. I don't feel no buggers or anything. I'm going to clean up where the clip goes. Clean up out here. And go get the new bearing. And we'll put it in. Okay. So it's another day. Ran into a few things I had to break off, and I've looked at some of the recordings, and I did a mass deletion of stuff to try to make up room on my phone. I'll try to get it all sorted, but as of right now, the bearing is out of the knuckle. Now we are going to press the new one in. The worst part is trying to find a way to support it. I might have to lower the whole rig, but and it's a bit of a chillier day, so I'm not wearing my hat, so I hope I got the mic in a good spot. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have enough room. I think we need to lower this thing. Well, I'm gonna have to move y'all guys for a second so I can lower it. All right. Well, we got plenty of room now. Get y'all set back up. Now, I have a old bearing from another job sitting under it. You just want to try to get it as flat as possible. I know it probably does nothing, but I'm going to just put some grease inside. Now what you can do too is you can actually let the new bearing sit in a freezer for like a day or 2 days, however long you can let it sit. And if you can get away with it, or if you have a spare stove, you can put the knuckle in the stove, get it nice and hot. And theoretically, the bearing should almost basically fall in. I've never been able to try that method. I have frozen bearings before. You still got to press them in, but anyway, here we go. This is the new bearing. You notice one side is metal, one side has this almost, I don't even know what to call it. You want the magnetic side to go down towards the transmission. Like this is how it would be sitting in the car. This side needs to go inside. If you want to test it, get the snap ring, and it should be magnetic. I mean, it's not so magnetic that it's going to hold it, but you can see that. Actually, no, you can't. I'll try to put it further up. You can see it kind of catches. You can feel it more. This side has no magnetism. This is what the speed sensor is going to run off of. So we want it to go in the right way. I'll just try to get it started a little bit. Now, what do I want to do? Use the old bearing. You do it when you're pressing it in. You want to press on the outside. You don't want to press on the inner side. So we are going to use the old bearing, like so. And unfortunately, I really don't have anything lighter. So we'll just use this big old hunk of metal. We'll lower the press a little bit. And we'll try to get as squared up, centered as possible. And I mean, this is just one of my lights, but it would actually be really cool if one had a light kind of like that. I'm just going to double check the bearing at the bottom. Try to center this up a little more. I think I need to slide the whole knuckle on this thing, but of course the bottom bearing is going to move. Trying to center our bottom support up a bit more. All right, I think we're basically good. Actually, I think we can push back just a tiny bit. Move it over a tidbit. I think we're good. Take your time. It's probably going to make noise. There you go. Unfortunately, this press is old, and somebody has done something real crazy to it. It's not exactly flat and level in places. I think the main issue is up here. Someone has bent these alignment rods a bit, because you notice the bearing kind of went a little cockeyed till it got in the hole. Yeah, I think that was our last pop. What you want to do is make sure that you get it past the point where the C-clip goes, because we got to put that on before we get the hub back on. So let's just double check. Yeah, it looks like we're good. Double check the back. And since I used grease, I'm going to clean this up a bit, because you don't want that to get on the speed sensor, collect all types of stuff on it, and the speed sensor isn't going to read correctly. But yeah, we look flattened out. There is a stopping point, and we look good. And up here, it's going to be hard to see, I'm sure. Right here, this little indented area is where our ring's going to go. And then if you can tell, we don't have any space between the stopping points. So we did good with that. Get that bearing out the way. Let's try to, don't know, I don't like the way this snap ring is. It's not exactly a conventional type. I'm gonna just try to put that there. Now, sometimes the snap ring, depending on what vehicle, you need the open part to be where the speed sensor is, but since this goes out on the outside, we don't have to worry about that. As you can see, this is not a normal style snap ring. I don't know if there is a special tool for this style. If there is, I wish I had it, because this is looking like it's going to be pretty much a pain in the butt. So just gonna squeeze it. Now be wary, it's a snap ring, it snaps. All right, there we go. That actually went a lot better than I thought. Now, a good rule of thumb, I mean, obviously, here, I'll just show y'all, and that way I don't have to move the thing. As you can tell, if I can get the camera right, this side isn't down all the way. This side, I think, snapped in correctly. So, good thing to do. You can just take a flathead screwdriver, kind of poke down, and then go around. I know I don't have a hammer, but just kind of go around just to make sure it's seating in the areas. I think we're good there. Just do a double inspection. You can actually see how the snap ring might be. It's going to be hard without a light. You can see where the snap ring is actually in the groove. So we're good there. Now what we need to do is get our hub on, and that'll be it. Now you can put the hub on whichever way you like. Here, I gotta set this down. You can either leave it up like this and put the hub down, or you can do it in reverse, which I think with the tools I got or the stuff I have, I think what I will do is I might just press it. Yeah, I think I might actually do it down, actually. I'm going to put just a little grease on it. I'm sure it's just placebo, but you don't necessarily have to. I've always wanted to try one of them tools where you can actually press the bearings on inside of, while the knuckle is basically on the vehicle, but I don't have one. They seem nice. It would have actually probably worked pretty decent for the Civic, but alas, I do not have that tool. So I went ahead and grabbed everything I needed. What you want to do is you want to have something that presses on this outside. It's a little too rounded over here, so it's going to be hard to find something. You could even press up here, around here. You just really don't want to press on these studs. You don't want to bend them or anything. So what I'll actually do, I'm going to try to just seat this in here just enough. Of course, it's not flat. Just try to kind of just get it in there so it's not going to fall out. And then I'll take our socket that I showed you. Oh, that didn't work very well, did it? And get it like so. We only need one of these. Now what you want to do is, here, I'll just get an old one. You want to press around this outside or the inside ring that the hub is actually going to be fitting in. You do not want to press on the new one, especially when you're trying to get the old one out. Just get it out as easy as you can, whatever. Doesn't matter. It's going out, it's bad, whatever reason. So yeah, you just want to press on this outside ring, because if you don't, you will have to do it again. So I got this socket. I think this is the 42 millimeter, and I know I really don't want to kind of press on the socket, but it is what it is. Try to get this lined up a bit. I think I'm actually going to swap. I think one of these is bent. Of course. All right, stand by, people. Go. Figure out where this socket went. There it is. Yeah, this one's bent. That's what I'm saying. Somebody was really harsh with this thing. I don't know what they were doing, but they were trying to do something, that's for sure. Okay, let's get our stuff back all lined up. Okay. We're still a little wobbly, but not as much. Move our stuff down here. I'll bring down the press so we can. Oh, that's not what to do, is it? Actually, the stud on this press might be big enough where I don't have to worry about damaging my socket. Oh yeah, as long as I get it squared up, it'll be fine. Okay. Now, here it comes. Yeah, I can't really do it. Now, what you can do is spin the hub while you're pressing it. I guess since I'm mentioning it, I'll just pull this off and try to put this light somewhere. There we go. Now we should be able to spin it. Oh, oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. It's a Monday. What can you expect? Okay. The bottom straight. Let's make sure we're pressing on the inside. I think we got to move a bit. Okay. Now we should be good. I'm gonna just pull it over a tad. All right, here we go. And just look down so you can make sure it's not getting all caught up or whatever. Same thing with the wheel bearing. Just keep going down. Take it kind of slow. So you get resistance. Don't want to press it too much on the hub right there, but we have resistance. We got a nice free spinning knuckle on the bearing. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Take this off. I'll put you next to the mic. Well, it's on an odd spot, but as you can hear, there's no more noise. And like I said, don't go too harsh on it. Once when you start getting resistance, you're good. It's not going to be completely flat. If you want, just always kind of take note of how the old one was. But, you know, as soon as you just get resistance, you're good to go. I'm going to have to cut y'all off. I'm going to clean up and put my tools away and lights and whatnot. And we'll be back to put this on the car. All right, so I've cleaned up, and I even wire brushed the inside of the rotor. Let me double check this wheel speed sensor, see if it comes with that bracket. It does. Okay, cool. So we can just rip it out. I'm gonna go ahead and just disconnect it, that blue connector, real quick, just to get it out of our way. Actually, I guess I could just take it all out. How is it held on right there? Let's see. Okay, so it's all clips. We got all the mounting brackets. All right. So we're going to go ahead and just take a pick, pull one ear, pull the other, get that out the way. I really don't have any light back there. I know y'all probably can't see anything. I can barely see what's going on myself. Okay, it's that back ear that's holding me up. Can't really get a good spot to. There we go. And then I think that is just pushed in somehow. All right, we'll just leave that for now. We'll worry about plugging all or getting the rest of it out, putting the new one on when we're getting ready to put the new one on. I'm gonna set y'all back over here. So we are going to start with putting the lower ball joint on. I might have to bend the dust shield because of just the way that I was having to press the bearing out. I can't remember. Was it at 19? Yeah, that one's stupid. When the trying to use that ball joint popper, kind of messed up one of the teeth on there. It didn't like it. It didn't like it. Still doesn't seem to. Is it not a 19? Well, definitely not a 22. Has to be a 19. All right. Oh, I see the one that's giving us some problems. Let me hit it a little bit more, or maybe that's a different one. That should be good. Oh yeah, we're good now. Come on. Alright, we got it hand tight. Let's get the axle in, and yes, I do like to put grease on the splines of the axle. Even though we didn't have an issue with this one being stuck, I don't like having issues at all being stuck. And I don't know if I'm going to be the next person or not to work on it, but I don't want to be the one having to fight it either. So just being courteous to the next guy. I think did I have to move this last time, guys? What did I do? Alright, what's our hole like? I need to be pushed in a bit. Sometimes you just need to finagle it, and you'll get it. Now, what was it? I think we used the impact on the nut side. I just don't remember what size. Okay. So let me get my impact. And we'll impact these down. Oh. All right. I think we're done with the 17 mil wrench. Now, before we put our tie rod back on, I'm just gonna turn it right side. Let's go ahead and get this ball joint tightened up. That's gonna be a bit of a pain, isn't it? Maybe I should put the tie rod on so we have something to hold it. Come on. I don't think my little self can do it. Yeah, let's go ahead and just put it on. We should have room. Don't know why this nut is. Well, I guess it's nice that it's locking in. There we go. I don't remember what size that was. Was it the 19? Yeah. I'm just going to go ahead and just tighten it as much as I can by hand. And then we'll impact it. That's about as much as I can do. That should be plenty. Actually, probably over tightened, but she'll be all right. Rather it be a little over tightened than not tight at all. Now this little guy was rather tight. I'm going to have to go inside the vehicle. Yeah, I can't. That ain't gonna work. All right, stand by, guys. I gotta get the big ladder. I'm gonna go in the car, turn the ignition on so we can turn this wheel. I don't know which way would be better. I think I need to. All right. Try not to get any grease or dirt on the interior. Oh, of course. There we go. I don't need all that, but okay. Let's turn it off. I'll get the steering wheel locked. Really? Oh, is it maybe because the key's still in there? Duh. There we go. All right, guys, I'm coming back down. All right. I'll probably try to get just one more Uggo on it, and we'll be done. Of course, I can't, though, because the wrenches are so long. What happens if I point it down? Do I get a little bit more? I'm confusing myself. Okay. That should be good. Now the only thing we got to watch out for. Sorry, I'm getting my other light. Because we got to put these cotter pins back in. And I want to make sure that it's not some... Let me go look at it real quick. Oh. It doesn't even have a hole for it. It just kind of... wraps around. That's what it looks like. So let me go ahead and get this light somewhere. Let me wipe that down. Transmission was leaking on this side. Kind of got a collection of stuff over here. Get my light in. Can't really see a thing. I don't know if that's in y'all's way. No, I think it's good now. Let me get a pick. And what I'll probably try to do is pull it to this side. Actually, you know what? Probably be easier to use the side with the hook, huh? I don't really deal with these too much. So I'm not exactly privy to how exactly you do this. Well, I was kind of a betting man. I'd say you could just kind of do it like this if it would hook it so. Come on, baby. Work it. Let me get a little hammer. Maybe she just needs some extra persuasion. I would like to put it right here. If you want me to be honest with you. But I don't know if I can. I really need to turn the wheel again, but let's hit it with the hammer. Yeah, let me get a flathead screwdriver. Just bend this. Well, hold up. Daggone it. Does this thing have a hole? I should have double checked this, guys. Let me do my due diligence. I don't think I noticed it. I'll have to move y'all so I can get my leverage. All right. I want to say I remember it being on the outside. Don't remember it having a hole, but it does. Oh, but it does. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense though. Just can't see it because the hole's like facing that way. I'm kind of rushing. You know what I should have? Well, no, I can't because you can't get the. Okay, I need to just see if I can tighten it up just a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, that should be good. Yeah, I thought it was a little odd. I just remember the hook side was outside. But let me get a pair of pliers because I done bent this thing. Not doing my due diligence. Double checking. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt to bend back. Not like some other regular cotter pins. But I do like this design. I was just stupid, didn't realize how it went back on. Let me get. Actually, I got a pair of needle nose right here. Trying to bend it a little tighter, but she keeps flipping around on me. Here, what if I hold it with the big hand? Take the needle nose. Nope. I'm not helping much at all. I wonder if that's just enough. Let's see here. Yeah, that's good. All right, let me go back in the car and turn the wheel more flat because we got quite a little bit more work to do. That way I can put the cotter pin back in the tie rod. Oh my. Alright guys, tell me when we're straight. I believe that creaking we're hearing is just the struts. The top strut mounts creaking. Okay, I shouldn't need this ladder anymore. Get it out of our way. I kind of messed up on the wheel bearing videos. I had the videos and whatnot, but then I think I said it before that I was trying to do some mass deletion, trying to get more room. And actually, let me keep this real quick. The hammer, I might need it. Probably should have pulled the tire out all the way since I'm not right-handed. But yeah, I think I found some of them in my Google Drive trash. I hope I still have at least most of it, you know. If not, it'll be partial. All right, that's good enough. We got the cotter pin in, bent around. All right, what's next? The rotor. I have already wire brushed the inside of the rotor that seats on the hub. Let me just spray the rust off of it. It doesn't look like I've done much, but I hit it with the wire brush the best I could. It actually doesn't have a lot of crazy growth on the rotor. Let me get these holes lined up correctly, because I'm going to go ahead and use these caliper bolt stays. But first, I'm going to put some anti-seize on them, because I know, and I've been through it, and I believe I had said I was going to do it. So my bottle of anti-seize is getting a little too hardened up. It's a shame. Something I don't like about not being in a room temperature environment. The cans lose their aerosol. Liquid like this just dries up. And then, well, the silicone in the tubes, you know, that's just going to dry up regardless type of deal. No matter what you do, I've tried all types of things. We're just going to go ahead and just tighten these by hand. We're not going to impact them, because the next poor soul might be able to take them off with his hands. Let's put we can get to it. Yeah, we can get to it. I think I showed it I don't know, like I said, with the uh, videos I may not have, but I drilled the speed sensor out, cleaned it up on the inside, and right there you can see. And I'm going to show you, I like to use fluid film for stuff that doesn't want to rust. I thought about grease, but I was like, nah, we won't use grease. Let me get this rotor in. Well, here, I'll just put y'all back here because I don't even know how much y'all be able to see. Alright, is the shield bent in the way or something? What's going on here? And I really wish the wheel was turned more. Okay, we got the bottom one started. There we go. Now the top one started. I don't remember what size these were. Oh, here we go. Were they 19? Nah, it feels a little loose. What is this? 17. Yeah, that's it. Just gonna get them tight by hand so I can push these brake pads back on. That way I don't have to worry about them falling off. Tighten these bad boys back up. Come on, give me my socket back. There we go. And then what was it? 12 or 13? Looked like a 12 for the actual caliper. Let's not forget, guys. In fact, I'll go ahead and put it on. Don't let me forget. I want to do this before I put the ABS, the speed sensor on, because I know myself. If I don't do that, I'll probably forget it. Usually always try to double check though. Make sure I got everything tight before I get something off the lift. Might need a pair of pliers to hold the caliper pins, but we'll see. Sometimes you can get lucky. It's it's always one. I just don't understand. There we go. All right. Let's hit it with the ratchet. See if we need to hold the caliper pins. You don't want to tighten these little bolts too much. I worked with a guy that said he was doing his brakes and then he ended up breaking these little bolts that hold the caliper on. Yeah, I need to find something to hold that one. And yeah, that's not a good day. You could technically get a kit and just use what you want out of it, but what I would imagine is people would want to use all of the kit, caliper kit. Just make sure we're not going to be rubbing. I'm a little shocked I can't spin it. Let's go ahead and tighten this up. And that bolt should be 32. Yeah. We'll put an indentation on it. There is a... Here we go. It's a good one. Trying not to split it, but I'll go a little bit more. There we go. That's good enough. Maybe a little more. Oh yeah, that's definitely good right there. Alright, let's get this speed sensor out. I think all we need to do is take out one of these pins, these plastic clips. Could be mistaken. These Honda ones, they're real nice, but they are a pain sometimes. I think I need to jack it up in the air to get a better view. I might not. Oh, I'll put that away because I think I need it one more time. Let me just look at the new one. Yeah. So we got one more clip. Let's see if I can just do it from here. Nah, I can't do nothing. Let me jack this thing in the air up. I have to jack this thing up in the air. Alright. Is that going to be good enough? I might be able to see what I'm doing if I can get some light. Where the father? Yeah, there you go. Try to put this down here somewhere. Okay. Can y'all see? Yeah, y'all can see the connection. It's a bit of a pain. There we go. Oh, that wasn't much of a pain, was it? Just unclip it. There we go. The old broke speed sensor's out. Now we can put the new one in. If I can stop dropping tools real quick. And then the clip goes up. I guess it don't matter because it's only going to go into the harness one way. Wrap it back around. I will drop the car down a bit now. Move y'all. Actually, I'll put y'all over here. That way y'all can kind of maybe see. Let's see here. Do I need to drop y'all a bit? Okay, that should be good if I can. Alright. Y'all just gonna have to rest against the car. Let me put these clips in. Bada boom. Bada bang. Oh, let me get my fluid film. Huh. It's a new can. I guess I've never used it. Still has a straw on the side of it. Of course, the tape doesn't want to come off. I got introduced to fluid film, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago. Mr. O, his channel at South Main Auto, introduced it to me. He lives up there with a bunch of rust. Let me double check something real quick. I want to make sure all the grease is out of there. Yeah, we got some grease. Let me get a strong, maybe a flat or a regular screwdriver will do. I meant to do this beforehand, but I forgot. Okay. I'm going to wipe it down, spritz it with the secret sauce. I don't necessarily mind having grease in there. I just don't want it down there at the bottom where the magnet is. Okay. Now we can use the fluid film. I just want the fluid film like right up in here so it doesn't really rust. Where's she at? Man, she's still kind of rusty up in there, isn't she? Let me get this can out of my hand. Get a pair of pliers. I mean, I took a drill to it and everything. There we go. Seat it in. Push it up a bit. No, there it is. Okay. I was about to say the bolt should be around here. Don't need to tighten these down too much, even though they have a metal sleeve where the bolt goes to it. You still don't want to. I'm not hitting y'all on the mic. All right, there we go. That's that. I'll even spritz the top of the bolt, keep it from rusting up. All right. That is that, guys. That is a front wheel bearing on your, I forget what years. I think it's like a 2005 maybe to 2000 and well, this is 11, so it's got to be up to at least 2011. And as you can see, you might run into problems. If you break the ABS sensor, it is what it is. It happens. And as you can see, after I drilled it out and drilled the rust and stuff out, it's still, thanks for reminding me, guys, it's still possible to have a bunch of rust in there. I would have liked to have gotten some sandpaper, but all I had was a steel wire brush for tubes and whatnot. But that's that. I'm going to put the tire on. We'll go for a test drive, double check to make sure at least that one in the back passenger isn't making noise, and get the transmission temperature fluid up and just double check the level. After that, we are done. Thank you for watching, and I'll be working on something else later today. I'll be recording it, I believe. So hope to see you next time.